Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javonte.
And this is Dre and Jay, and we're here today to do another CBM Talk. We haven't done our one since, last week? And CBM Talks, where we discuss all the latest entertainment news, especially in the comic book world, comic book media. So we're going to jump into some topics today. So apparently, Matt Reeves is to meet with James Gunn and Peter Safran for the Batverse. During an exclusive interview with Collider Stephen Weintraub for the 15th anniversary of Cloverfield, the Batman director Matt Reeves revealed he'll soon have a meeting with new co-heads of DC Studios James Gunn and Peter Safran. However, as Reeves tells us, fans shouldn't be afraid as his Batverse will keep being developed parallel with the new DC universe. A few months after the Batman's release, the Warner Brothers Discovery merge shook the DC universe to its core as the company decided to revamp its superhero cinematic universe. Amidst the content cuts, Reeves signed a multi-year deal with Warner Brothers Discovery that supposedly kept his Batverse safe. However, once Gunn and Safran were hired to make tough calls in the name of a unified story, we all feared Reeves' vision for the Dark Knight wouldn't fit in DC Studios' 10-year plan for films, TV shows, and even video games. We are relieved when Reeves confirmed this week that he's still working on the Batman sequel. The filmmaker also intends to expand his Batverse with The Penguin, a series starring Colin Farrell that's going into production this year. Apparently the Penguin is also going to tie into the Batman 2 as well. That doesn't mean Reeves has free reign over his Batverse, though. He still needs to sit down with Gunn and Safran to lay out his long-term plan. Quote, Gunn and Safran, have been great. We're actually supposed to meet in the next few weeks because they want to talk to me about the broad plan, and then they want to hear that the Batverse plan. We're just getting together to talk about all of that. Look, I'm excited to hear what they're going to do. The Batverse thing, as James has said and as Peter has said, is kind of its own thing they're letting us do. And they're saying, will DC Studios use the Elseworld approach for the Batverse? Gunn and Safran's first order of business as co-heads of DC Studios was to unify every production into a single coherent storyline. That's why they've already made controversial decisions like scrapping Wonder Woman 3 and dismissing Henry Cavill's Superman. So it is exciting to learn that Reeves will be able to keep building his Batverse disconnected from the larger DC universe. It seems like Gunn and Safran could be adopting DC Comics' Elseworld strategy by letting writers create stories set in different timelines as long as they don't clash with the main canon narrative. As Reeves tells us, the upcoming meeting has a main goal to explore his Batverse, Gunn and Safran's 10-year plan, and determine if there are any competing stories. Takeaway from that, because he's meeting with them later this month. I know Gunn and Safran, they're going to announce their DC plans for at least this upcoming year, maybe the next year as well. Their upcoming film projects that they're working on. I know the Superman movie with the younger Clark Kent, which is why they got rid of Henry Cavill. And there's other stuff that they're going to announce along the way. They could be meeting just because they want to make sure, talk about like his Batman plans, because of the fact that maybe they're creating their own Batman plans and they don't want to create something that, convolutes that. Maybe they're tying in Matt Reeves' Batman universe into their universe. That could work as well. I'm down for either of those. And there also is the Elseworlds approach that they're taking with, having outside projects. I know Joker is an Elseworlds project. Last time I checked, I know that was it J.J. Abrams' Black Superman is another Elseworlds project that is still in development. It hasn't been shelved or anything. And the Batman could be another, or the Batman could be something that starts the new DCU, which I would be okay with, because the way I see it, I could see Batman kind of being like Batman the Animated Series. And that's when I first watched the Batman. Like, that's what my initial vibe that I got from watching the Batman was, that it reminded me of Batman the Animated Series. And that's how the DC universe started. Like, DC Animated Universe, you had the Batman the Animated Series, and then eventually they had the Superman Animated Series, which ended up being the Justice League series. So I think it could work. With thoughtful planning, I think it could work. So we'll see on that.
To me, this article didn't mean anything. Just basic business talk. I mean, with the new owners, everybody gets a chance to talk. You know, like you already mentioned, talk shop, see what everybody's plans are for the future, what they have planned, what we have planned. I don't think nothing's gonna get connected. I think they're gonna still do their separate thing with Matt Reeves' version and the James Gunn version, which I think is the best decision. I think bringing it together, I think just convolutes everything and it actually messes it up more. And you go back to basically DC really have no plan, because when James Gunn took over, the Batman movie was not part of his plan. That's not part of that movie was already out, so we've already established that this Batman is kind of its own thing, its own little realistic world and stuff like that. I don't see how you could tie in comic book elements like real, like you know, like Superman, a thing of like a theme like Superman or Green Lantern or these kind of people in this world that's already been created. That's very much kind of like Christopher Nolan's in a way where it's very realistic. It's very.
It's not Christopher Nolan's.
It's not Christopher Nolan's, but it's very realistic take. You look at the Riddler. You have the way the Riddler looks. Riddler has a very realistic look. So is the Joker. They're very realistic. Could be actual what happens to somebody.
I mean,
so my point.
Riddler. Well, go ahead.
My point. What I'm saying is that it don't make no sense to try to make Matt Reeves' vision part of what James Gunn wants to do. I think you should have separate decisions and do a separate Batman for this and do Matt Reeves on his own thing. He has the HBO Max. He's got his own stuff. You got Penguin. The Penguin they have is very much a realistic take on the Penguin. He's not like what you expect, a big just fat dude and like with a big ass nose and crazy ass nose and nothing like that. Nothing like that. They didn't do nothing like that. They did a very like realistic take on how these people can look. Even the Joker, from the little clip we saw, you know, he has the acid, he has the head missing pieces of his hair and stuff like that. It's a very realistic take. So it's not, they're not really following a comic book type of theme with the Matt Reeves movies.
Okay. To answer to that, I think they still are. To me, it still feels that way.
Hold on. You think that felt like a comic book film? You could picture Clayface in that universe.
Yeah, it could happen.
No.
Because I think of it like,
bro, this. Look how you did his Riddler.
You know, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I look at it like this. We look at the Batman, and especially even the animated series. The animated series, it felt very grounded when you compare it to Justice League and all the other series. It wasn't until he was introduced. That's like an outer world. And also, there's a Riddler tie-in novel to the Batman. And in the Riddler tie-in novel, there's a mention of Metropolis. In the Batman, apparently, I don't know if I've seen it yet. I need to watch it again, which will probably be like the 50th time for me. But apparently there was someone in a Superman costume at the beginning of the movie. In the streets. In the crowd. I don't know.
Who said that? Because there had been a bigger deal about that happened. Come on now.
I don't know. Someone pointed that out, but I don't know.
I'm just saying. I don't remember nobody talking about no damn.
Okay, but the Riddler Metropolis thing was real. Like that's actually the Metropolis thing that.
Okay, but the problem with that is it feels unorganized because. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say, in regards to characters, one, the way I see it, look, if you're making this whole Batverse and you're making these spin-offs with all these projects, and you're I'm falling in love with that, then how am I gonna fall in love with the DC Universe version?
Because they're not the same thing. It's the same thing y'all said. Y'all literally, you and people always said, oh, Zack Snyder can still do his own thing. Also, they can do their two separate universes. People still want Zack Snyder to do his own universe. You can do two different things. Wouldn't you always talk about that shit?
Yes, no. Yes and no. I was saying from a perspective, especially when we brought up the Batman, I was like, oh, the Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman, how will they coexist? Like Batman's
and people were cool with the idea of having Zack Snyder's version,
exactly,
and this version.
But why was I cool with it? One, because these characters took place in different timelines. Hold on, Ben Affleck's Batman was in an older state. All his villains pretty much have been taken care of. Like he's in an older state.
Okay.
He's been through it. This Batman is young. He's in year 1, year 2 of being Batman. So that's what. But the thing I'm trying to say is that when you introduce this new version to the DC universe, you're basically gonna have two Batmans in their prime. Like I'm okay with a Batman in their prime.
That's fine because they can have different. They could be different versions still. You don't have just like the different Batman. The different Batmans have the different Batman cartoons animated have different versions of Batman. They look different, all kind of stuff. Do the same thing there. Have a different way the Joker, different Jokers for different looks also. You don't you can have two Batman. You can have a Batman with the DC universe that's way more bigger and like swole and cut. You can have that kind of Batman and have Matt Reeves, which was more detective like. Like you can still do both. Like you have to. They're not gonna be the same Batman. You're gonna have two different kind of guys. You have a bigger. So you get a bigger guy to play the other Batman role, and he's not as detective-like. It's more action-packed Batman, like kind of like what Ben Affleck had. And on this side, you have your Matt Reeves, which is more like detective work, realistic take on Batman. It could work with two different Batman.
I feel like this one is a great one. Like he's a great combination.
You have the wrong actor. He's a
great combination of.
You
both.
have the wrong actor. This guy, Robert Pattinson is not a big dude, bro.
Oh my god.
He can get cut, but he's a smaller frame. He doesn't have the frame to be able to put that kind of weight on. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Think about body shapes, body sizes. You have him on screen next to Superman. Wonder Woman. If you're gonna try these characters, Superman has to be a big guy. He's gonna look weird, more just cut and like lean next to Batman. It's not gonna look right. In the cartoons, you watch the cartoons like crazy. Batman and Superman are kind of like, they both swole.
You're judging animation.
Even in the fucking Zack Snyder version, which I like Zack Snyder's versions like that, but still I can respect it. Ben Affleck looks comparable to Superman. It looks comparable. They look like superheroes together. Jason Momoa look like a superhero. They're all bigger guys. You put Robert Pattinson. He's not a big guy like that.
Okay,
bro.
so name me a big guy that would play Batman then.
I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of actors that can put. It's not just about the guy already big. People that could put on weight. Robert Pattinson can't put that kind of weight on, bro. Ben Affleck's 6'2", 240.
But even seeing him as Batman, like looking at him on screen compared to like the cops in Gotham and everything, like he looked bigger compared to them niggas.
He's a bigger guy. He works out 24/7. He's a bigger dude.
I'm not talking about Ben Affleck. I'm talking about Robert Pattinson.
But Robert Pattinson's thin when you compare him to other kids. He's gonna look thin. He's not a big. Ben Affleck's 6'2", 240. Henry Cavill like what 6'1", 240.
But that's what I'm saying. It depends on who you cast as Superman. First off,
like you can't cast no scrawny dude for Superman, bro. Don't make no sense for the character.
I didn't have to. I didn't.
Even a lean guy.
I'm saying what I'm saying is. It doesn't have to. Like, I don't think it will be someone that was the same as Henry Cavill's build.
But it's gonna still be a guy with some size.
He'll be slightly smaller than Henry Cavill.
You don't know, dog. Superman can't be scrawny, bro. It's Superman. You can't have him cut and lean. Did
I say scrawny? I said he's gonna be slightly less than Henry Cavill's build.
Then that means lean, my dog. You ain't listening. That means lean. You mean lean and cut then. That's what less likely meant. I'm talking about a guy who still could put on weight. Robert Pattinson cannot put on that kind of weight, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. You're trying to compare it. I'm not trying to tell you. He can't put on the weight like that. So it wouldn't look right anyway. And also, the way they established Batman's universe, it's very realistic. The Riddler looks like a realistic type of person who come on the street. You can see the Riddler in real life on TV tomorrow. That's the kind of character he looks like. That kind of, his outfit's very simple. It's fucking duct tape and one little check mark.
Hold on. First off, we don't know anything. As far as Riddler, that could be his first costume. Why?
Yes.
Well, no, because one, he wanted to keep his identity concealed. Everybody knows who he is now, so his next costume could be different. He could show his face in his next costume.
It's not about showing his face, bro. My point is, the Joker look. The Joker has a realistic look to him. The
what are you talking about?
Hair and shit. It's a realistic take on Joker.
Yeah, it's a guy that fell in a vat of chemicals.
Okay, that's okay. Compared to a comic version, which is more Joker just got pale face, but still got a swaggy cut, got the cut and stuff like that. That's completely different. It's a different take, which is cool. But don't try to tell me now you can put this in a comic book universe. And say, hey, we're gonna do a comic book theme type role thing here and bring this Batman over into it. It doesn't make no sense with that, and with the fact that this Batman is also just too small. Robert Pattinson's not a big guy like that.
Well, what do you think Man of Steel was? Man of Steel was a grounded version of Superman. Man of Steel was a realistic approach.
It was realistic, but it was still comic book like. Zod, all that shit was still comic themed. Batman don't have no mean. The only Batman thing that we can say is comic book, or could be like comic book, is when he falls and hits the bus and doesn't get fucking hurt. Everything else in that movie is very much a realistic take of how somebody would move. He doesn't do anything that's very unrealistic in that movie.
So hold on, Catwoman jumping off the building.
What do you mean?
When she kicked the dude off the building and jumped.
When? I'm trying to take apart.
The very end, when she was about to confront Falcone.
That could be something she could do. I don't know what the fuck she had on the side, but I'm saying, you can't name me parts of that. I have to go rewatch that scene. I can't say no, I rewatch that scene. Well, I'm saying, you can't name me many parts of that movie that are not very realistic, bro. A lot of that stuff's very realistic, which is cool. It's fine to have that kind of take. That's one of the reasons why people like this Batman movie. It's very much detective, very grounded.
Wait, hold on. Batman planting explosives, the dome shattering, and him falling about 20 feet.
With working out in the suit. Yeah, that's still very realistic. You niggas weren't saying shit. Y'all said that's still a realistic take. What the hell we changed?
I never said the shit was realistic.
Bro,
I said it was a perfect balance.
A person jumping 20 feet that's in shape and does it the right way could survive, especially how and with a suit on and shit like that. Yes. Also, bro, you're taking look at the rest of that movie. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very grounded. It doesn't go out there in the extreme of doing shit. You don't have Batman doing no crazy shit. What that movie, he does a lot of simple things that are just like cool things to do, but it's very much what a human could do that's trained and stuff like that. It's not no damn crazy like, oh shit, I can't. No, no way, no motherfucker don't do no shit like this. You don't have that in this movie, and that's fine. But don't try to tell me now, all of a sudden that you have that stuff, bro. It's very grounded and realistic take, which is cool. Similar to Christopher Nolan, it's a realistic take on. It's comic book theme, but also very realistic. It's very grounded.
Okay, well that's your opinion. If you think the shit's realistic, if anything, that shit feels. It's like a Batman comic book. Okay. Especially his earlier issues.
Okay.
So, if he's in it, I actually prefer he's in the DC universe and he's the Batman because I like his Batman. I want him to be the Batman for many. And honestly, I think they could do it where Matt Reeves directs his version, has all his films planned out, his Batman universe, his spin-offs. All of his films, and then after that, whatever he's in as far as Justice League or anything beyond, Matt Reeves can be a producer, have a say. But yeah, as far as within the Batman, Matt Reeves has full control. Like that's what I would do if I was them. But yeah, what do you guys think of Matt Reeves' supposed meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran? Do you think the Batman plans to be in the DC universe, or do you think it's going to be its own separate thing? Let us know your thoughts down below. And yeah. All right, so we have news on Avatar 3 and what James Cameron plans to do with the upcoming sequel, especially after the recent Avatar, The Way of Water. So far, I think it's reached 1.7 billion in the box office, which is 7th, I think, all time, which is great numbers. Congrats to James Cameron and his team. Saw Avatar, The Way of Water twice already. Amazing film. I loved it. So let's see what he has in store. This is from IGN. So yeah, James Cameron's Avatar and Avatar The Last Airbender may have more than a name in common, as The Way of Water's sequel will seemingly feature an aggressive nation of fire Na'vi that upset the balance of the universe. Speaking to French outlet 20 Minutes and spotted by Games Radar, Cameron explained that Avatar 3 will feature what he calls Ash people, who will be a darker take on the Na'vi presented so far. The next films will feature cultures different from those that I have already shown, he said. The fire will be represented by the Ash people. I want to reveal the Na'vi from another angle because at the moment I have only shown their good sides. Cameron continued, in the early films, they are very negative human examples and very positive Na'vi examples. In Avatar 3, we'll do the reverse. We will also explore new universes while continuing the story of the main characters. I can say, quote, I can say that the last parts will be the best. The others were an introduction, a way to set the table before serving the meal. But obviously, everything will depend on how Avatar 2 will be received, if it will find its audience. And as it says, Avatar: The Way of Water certainly has found its audience, having made 1 billion in just 2 weeks. It's therefore likely a third film is on the way, which it's on the way. It's already 95% filmed according to Cameron, and they're already shooting the 4th one as well. Yeah. Interesting concept. I get why a lot of people are like upset as far as like the whole copying Avatar: The Last Airbender. I get it. I still feel it's a little bit different though, because I mean it's not like they're actually gonna have fire bending powers or anything. I think it's just more of like the Ash people. They value fire. You know, fire is their god, their source of power, their source of energy. Kind of how the water, you know, the Metakaina were in this film. You know, they're comfortable about it. They worship fire. That's the right word. They worship fire. And you know, it's different, especially because you're showing, again, like you said, he's showing avatars or the Na'vi in a darker tone. There's evil Na'vi out there, just like there's bad humans and good humans. There's good avatars and bad avatars. So I can't wait, man. Avatar 3. I'm excited for it. The hype is back for me. It's, you know, after 13 years of that shit slowly dying down. Once I saw Avatar: The Way of Water, the hype came back up. So I'm interested in seeing what he does with this Avatar franchise moving forward. So
I disagree. To me, I feel like they gotta make their money. They can make $1 billion. They can make $1 billion off this easy, just with the name and stuff. I feel like this whole James Cameron 6-movie plan. I feel it's a bunch of It's just a bunch of. I feel like it's build up, but I feel like it's like. How to best explain this? It's a waste of time in a way, and it's a way to get the money out of you. Because I feel like this kind of stuff, like, if we're doing this again, we're going to explore another tribe. This could be a series. Like, you could have did this in Disney. This could be a Disney Plus series. You could have did 10 episodes on these different tribes you want to explore. He already said he wants to explore different other tribes also after this. So what I'm saying is this could have been a series. You could have did 3 movies. And in between those 3 movies, had these series about the different type of people and stuff like that. Now, sure, we don't know yet. We gotta wait and see how this plays out.
Well, I was gonna say James Cameron hates streaming.
Okay, well, I feel like this is just a cash grab in a way. I feel like we're gonna get 3-4 movies of just me and new different tribes, 3 hours long, and instead you could give us a show of that. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not saying I wouldn't saw the movie. I'm not saying it's not a bad movie. I'm not saying any of that stuff. All I'm saying is, I'm looking at this. This time I'll see another group of people. I'm like, bro, like I need something more. Like this ain't enough for me to keep me interested.
I mean, obviously,
this could be. You could do this. This could be a show where you talk about the Navi. You want to talk about a different group of the fire people. This could be a series for 10 episodes or 12 episodes.
Well, obviously the fire people aren't going to be like the fucking. The whole movie's going to be.
But
there's also going to be other things.
But that's what if you're focusing on telling about different cultures and different tribes, you could do that through a series. You can still have Jake Sully in a minute. You just carry that through a series. However, I don't think you need to do a damn movie to show us every tribe. That's what I'm trying to say. You can literally have movie 1 tribe. This could have been a streaming thing. This one right here could be streaming 12 episodes. Tribe, do another tribe. Bam, for a couple of years. Then have another real movie come in theaters, and I'll be like, okay. First off, we already have built these tribes and stuff like that. We can go to the next movie or however you want to do it, but you can cut back on the movies. Cause I feel like the only reason we have how many movies supposed to come out? 6. I feel like there's only 6 movies because we got all these tribes to explore. It doesn't feel like there's really a story there just about these. We're going to learn about different tribes in each movie, which I feel you can cut back from. Now, look, I ain't know about getting any money. Go make that Billy. I'm just saying you could have definitely made it. I feel like to me, I'm just like, bro, why didn't we just get a streaming service since you are partnered with Disney now? Why didn't we get 12 episodes on streaming and we'll learn about the people like that? But that's just my opinion. But I'm not knocking nobody for how they feel about it. That's just how I'm looking at it.
Lastly, I'm going to ask this. When the movie comes out, you're gonna be there.
It's not about going to see it.
You're gonna be watching. See,
this ain't real. This is what I'm talking about, though. My God, that's what I'm saying. I'm just
joking around.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like you could have literally had a series on. Like I feel like Avatar 3, you're getting the same thing. You got Avatar 2 and Avatar 2. Just another group of people. Like you could literally just give me another tribe in a series. Is what I'm saying. That is my opinion on it, though.
Okay. I mean, there could be a whole plot around that shit again.
But how many times can you do a plot around the natives or different native people?
Well, I'm saying, what if like the fucking group,
or now you want to do the humans? Okay, cool.
Okay, well, let's say the human group. They partner with the fucking Ash people because they don't like they both don't. They
literally just said they're gonna show a side the good people. They're gonna show the side of good. So
they said bad Navi.
No, yeah, the Navi are bad. The humans are gonna be good.
No, but I'm saying what? Yeah. What are you talking about? The humans are good.
They're gonna show a different side of the humans being the good guys instead of being the enemy always.
They already are the good.
That's what I'm saying. That they're trying to show that. They're gonna emphasize more on.
I'm saying, but we already know the good humans.
No, we don't. They're gonna emphasize
such
that
as
more.
Norm and the other doctors.
They're gonna show more. They're gonna show more of that.
Well, either way, I mean, who knows? Maybe the fucking Ash people team up with the bad humans because they all don't like the other fucking Navis.
Still okay.
Like, who knows?
That still sounds to me like
I mean,
why do I want this?
And again, because remember the last.
And why do they need the humans to team up with?
Okay, well,
I'm asking you, why would you want the humans to team up with? You're the Ash people. Why do I need the humans? What can they bring me?
I mean, they can wipe out the fucking other Navi races for you. So.
How? With what? How the fuck? They had to get the fucking jarheads in fucking Avatar gear. What the fuck are you talking about? They're not strong enough. They're not fast. They're not big enough. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, well, together, strong.
My point is, bro, I mean, I'm not gonna knock this movie because the movie ain't came out yet. We'll see. But I'm just saying, like. To me, I don't know. I'm just like, this could have been a series, I feel. But I get you said James Cameron don't like series, so it makes sense. Go get that Billy, though.
He doesn't like streaming, but...
Streaming, my bad. Which is series, pretty much. But
yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, streaming. He don't like streaming, so I get it. Okay, that makes sense then. But...
it is what it is. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on Avatar 3. What do you think of the new supposed plot with the Ash people, and let us know your thoughts on it down below in the comments section. Alright, so I really did not want to talk about this news, because I just don't know how to bring this shit up. It's just, what the fuck? But yeah, apparently Gal Gadot is returning for Fast and the Furious 10. You know, just like how fucking what's his name, Oscar Isaac said in Rise of Skywalker. Somehow Palpatine returned. Somehow Giselle returned. So yeah. While Gal Gadot's DCU future is currently unknown, which we know now, it's no longer. The same can be said for the franchise, where she made her first big screen debut, The Fast and the Furious. The 20-year Fast and the Furious saga is still going strong, according to some people, not me, but you know. Its next installment, Fast X, will premiere in May 2023 and bring back much of the franchise's primary cast, though not director Justin Lin, who's directed 5 Fast movies. He knew when to walk. He knew when to leave. While introducing a new villain played by Gadot's fellow DCU star Jason Momoa. But while Momoa is about to make his Fast and Furious debut, his fellow Justice League star is about to make her return. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, first Han, now Giselle. Since Gadot's character died in Fast and Furious 6, it's definitely a surprise to learn that she's back for Fast X. While the details of how and why have yet to be revealed, she's not the first character the franchise has brought back from the dead. Han, who played Gadot's character's love interest and was also killed off, recently returned in Fast 9. The 2021 film revealed that Kurt Russell's Mr. Nobody, who once worked with Giselle, helped Han fake his death in exchange for coming to work for him. It'll be interesting to see how those previous events play into Gadot's return as Giselle and contribute to the upcoming film. Oh my god. So my stance on the Fast and Furious movies, I mean, if you saw our Fast and the Furious trailer reaction review from the last movie, I kind of want the franchise to be over. Well, if y'all enjoy it, fine. I've been done with the franchise since, I'll say probably like the 6th movie. 7th movie for sure was the last one for me, because, you know, Paul Walker, like, I went to go see that in theaters, and it was emotional because Paul Walker's death. But that's when I really thought that the franchise should have ended, right then and there. The 5th one was the last good movie to me. But yeah, I mean, I understand why Gal's coming back. Obviously, with Wonder Woman no longer in her future, makes sense. You know, she got the time for it. How they do it, they'll probably come up with some bullshit. Mr. Nobody faked her death, kept it a secret from Han. Who knows? Or maybe she was captured from the bad guys and trained to be a assassin and all, a mindless assassin. Lost her memory, kind of like Letty in Fast and the Furious. Fucking, what was it? Fast and Furious 6. Who knows? At this point, this franchise could go anywhere. They're going to space. They might face off against aliens. They might be Fast and the Furious zombies. She could come back as a zombie. Fast and the Furious zombies. It could just be a flashback. We could all just be, you know, over speculating, and it could just be a flashback. Who knows? But yeah, it is what it is.
I'm excited for it. You know, I love this franchise though.
Of course.
I love the franchise. I grew up on it. I love it so much because I grew up on it so much. But what I would say is, I'm excited to see Gadot coming back. Was it surprising? Yes, but I'm cool with that. I think a way to do it, since this is a 2-part film, since this is like basically gonna be your ending to the franchise, I would have her in a coma the first movie, or something like that, like do put her to sleep or something like that, and then have her back for the second part of the movie. I would like to see like a little cameo of her like in a damn insulated like ventilation system or wherever it might be in the movie, you know, and then see her actually return at the end of the movie or for the next movie, because it is a 2-part film, and you're gonna have Charles there. You got Jason Momoa. You got a lot of villains. We have Brie Larson coming. I don't know what her role is gonna be. There's a lot of characters gonna be in this film, so I don't think you need to shove Gal Gadot back into the team right away. I think you can honestly keep her at the end of the movie to like maybe bring maybe because I think they're gonna lose in the movie, so like to bring that light maybe at the end, like okay, we got hope because now we got her back too. It could be a good way to do it like that, or you could just bring it back in the second movie. But I'm excited for the film. I put it in the number 1 film this year. I love the franchise. I love the earlier movies better, of course, because it was like Paul Walker's amazing. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. But I do love the franchise, and I'm excited to see it. But I'm excited to see how they do bring her back and stuff like that. And I'm on board with it, man. Once the thing about seeing the Fast and Furious movie, once you go see it, you basically, when you choose to go see it, you're basically sitting there strapped in and see wherever might happen. See action-packed cars, beautiful cars, action-packed, action, family, the emotional part of the family, and the togetherness and stuff like that. So that's what you're selling. That's what you're going in to go see. So I'm there for it. I'm here for it. Let's rock out when it comes out. Can't wait till the trailer comes out. Can't wait till the trailer comes out.
I'm sorry, bro. Just listening to this bullshit. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Oh, how far we've come. Oh, God, I'm dying. I mean, since you said all that shit, bro, I mean, since we throwing out everything, I would love to see her come back as a cyborg, half robot.
I ain't gonna you.
I know. I'm just saying. As far as bringing her back,
bro, you bring her back. You didn't see her die when she felt the fucking plane. You didn't see her die. You didn't know she may just hit the fucking ground and had and been fucking brain all swollen. She needed to be fucking on put to sleep on a fucking coma or some shit. You don't know. Javante, they didn't show her.
Javante, that was a plane on a runway. A car that was chasing the plane on a runway, going at least 80 miles per hour.
You don't know where the car. You don't know where she landed on the fucking thing. You don't know how that shit went down. They didn't show it. That's why they're okay. They're able to do something like that because they didn't show it. So now we didn't see it. So now you can say, oh, I'm not saying I'm all with. I'm just saying like you can honestly say she fucking fell. Fucking brain was swollen up. She's beat the fuck up, and she needs to be put in a coma. She's been in a coma the whole time. I'd be cool with that. Coma for 3 years, okay. Or how long the film take place in between 3 years. I'd be cool with that, or two and a half years. I'd be cool with her being in a coma for 2.5 years.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Maybe Han knew she was in a coma. How we know Han ain't been taking care of her while she been in the coma?
And he didn't tell the whole team.
What if he didn't know she's gonna pull through? Why tell the team she ain't gonna pull through?
Okay.
Oh, why not? That makes sense. I'm not gonna tell you if somebody's on their damn deathbed. You don't know if they're gonna make it or not.
Yes, I would still tell the fucking team.
Why am I telling the team?
Because the team thinks she's dead already.
Exactly. So why tell the team if she doesn't make it through? Why even tell the team that? Why even put the team through that? Why not just keep that to myself? Since Han has the romantic relationship with her, why just keep him between them two and him trying to help her out? She's in a coma. She might not come through. If she don't come through, no harm, no foul. If she comes back, great. Everybody can know she survived.
That makes no damn sense to me.
What you mean, bro? Why
I tell the team at least they can prey on the shit.
Why am I telling the team if they think she's dead? Maybe it's safe for her also. Maybe it's safe for the character also.
Maybe, Javon. Who knows?
You got a Cypher out there. You got all these characters out there. Maybe it's safe for her also. Not to be nobody know.
I guess. As far as Brie
I'm with it. Give me the trailer of Fast and Furious.
As far as which they're dropping the trailer. I think February 10th or
around Super Bowl time. Nice. Good call, guys.
Yeah, and then. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I think Brie Larson. Who knows? Maybe she might be Brian O'Connor's sister that he never brought up in these past couple movies.
I mean, he could have did that. He's from Arizona. He's not from California. He's from Arizona.
Yeah, probably same thing like they did with Dom and his brother. Who knows?
I'm gonna say this, guys. I'm gonna say this right here because he talking shit about us. And for you people that like Fast and Furious, don't be feeling bad like Fast and Furious, bro. We enjoy that shit. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I like Fast and Furious.
Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. I'm talking right now. Shut the hell up. I'm talking right now.
Go ahead.
For us, I love the franchise, man. There's a lot of us out there. Y'all know how that trailer premiere was last year when everybody was outside and all those people out there partying, rappers, everybody on the stage. A whole ass concert just for a trailer premiere. This franchise is bigger than he wants to admit. This is probably one of the bigger franchises out there in Hollywood ever. So, with that being said, don't worry about people like him. He's just a hater.
It's big. Doesn't mean that it's good, but I mean,
it's one of the biggest franchises, though. It don't matter what you think is good. People like it. It doing a Billy. It does a Billy with ease.
So shit. But you were over here getting on Avatar,
huh?
For Avatar being big and then not doing anything.
What the hell? I said Avatar's telling me the damn same story again, pretty much. It seems like they'll tell me the same story about the fucking some evil Navi people. Fast and Furious changes it up.
Does it?
I got a new fucking movie.
Yeah, it introduces a fucking...
That's changing it up.
It introduces another CIA operative.
Okay, that's changing it up.
It introduces another artifact that
Come from a man who loves Mission Impossible. Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear shit from you. You like Mission Impossible. What the hell's different?
Javante. Mission Impossible from the jump, from the first movie. I knew what I was
Okay, but my point is...
Fast and the Furious, that shit started out as racing in that first movie.
They evolved, and that's fine. Now, name me another franchise can do Fast and the Furious. Who can make a race car movie out here? Who's trying to do it since Fast and the Furious?
I'm not even sure it's just a race car anymore.
Who's trying to do a race car movie with cars and shit like that? Who's trying to do it since Fast and Furious? I'll wait.
I mean, they got that Gran Turismo movie coming
I think
out.
that should be asked. Need for Speed didn't work. What else?
Hey, Hush. There you go.
Huh?
Or Rush. No, is it Rush? No, Rush.
Rush ain't a fucking race car, man. That's a biopic about some real ass people that did F4.
It's a race car movie, isn't it?
It's Formula 1.
It's a race car movie, isn't it?
It's not street racing. Then the movie was street racing with street racing cars, Lamborghinis and shit.
Fine.
You talk about Formula 1.
Fine. You want to talk cars? Disney Pixar's Cars.
It came out before.
Bam.
No, Fast and Furious was still
dropped it.
Cars dropped it like 2005. Fast and Furious is still doing its thing. What the hell are you talking about? You still take an L.
I'm just saying, recently they had a better movie.
What movie?
Shit, Cars 3. Cars 3 was better
Shut the hell up.
Any Fast and Furious, the last 3 movies.
You say he's a hater, bro. He's a hater.
But
I ain't giving him time to die. I ain't wasting my breath on this fool. Y'all out there, go watch that trailer gonna be lit, guys. Don't worry. I'm excited for it.
Okay. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on Fast and the Furious 10, or is it Fast 10, and Gal Gadot's return as Giselle. Let us know your thoughts on it. What do you think about it? Be sure to let us know.
Fast X, that's what we call
Fast X, yeah, that's what it's called. Fast. I couldn't care less. So Fast X. Yeah. Let us know your
thoughts. Don't be a day one either. We don't want to see your ass.
Okay, trust me. You can do the review. I'll do the reaction, but yeah, you can.
Well, I'll put the reaction. We don't want to see your ass in the trailer reaction either. Hey, y'all put the conversation. Do you want to see y'all do the trailer reaction, or we want to get his ass out of here? He's a hater.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just be about myself. Sit your ass down in the corner. Your ass a hater.
Okay. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on it on the matter down below in the comment section. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about this real quick, because there was a rumor the other day that apparently like there's Warner Brothers executives that believe that Ezra Miller is returning as Flash, or he's going to stay as Flash.
Yeah, I've heard
for
that.
The new reboot.
I heard that movie's amazing. That's what people are saying.
Yeah, they said it's like Dark Knight level quality.
That's what I heard.
What do you think? I'll let you go first.
Stay? If it does well, they'll tell him to go get some rehab. Go see a psychologist, and then come back, and they'll probably let him come stay back. If it makes good money, then he's want to go get help and apologize and do the treatment stuff. They'll probably let him come back. They gotta do the public image first and get him back in the public image, right? Like he got help and he's apologized for what he did and all that kind of stuff first. But if he does all that and the movie does very well, they might keep him.
See, I think it's all bullshit.
What bullshit? The movie?
I think the movie in itself, the promotion for it.
A lot of people like the movie being good.
Well, hear me out. The Flash movie, you paid what, $350 million. Mm-hmm. That shit about 300. Let me get that accurate budget for the damn Flash movie.
You didn't want to say that the people are telling lies because they want people to go see it. That's still not helping, because once that fucking Rotten Tomato score drops, you might be screwed anyway. So if you tell people hype up to me, it's really good, like Dark Knight level, you must really believe in the product. They didn't do that for Black Adam.
Shit, what you talking about? Dwayne was hyping that shit the fuck up.
No, I'm talking about Warner Brothers. Dwayne, yeah, he gonna hype it because he's in it. I'm talking about Warner Brothers itself. Wasn't hyping it up to that level like that.
Yeah. But $200 million. You're dropping a trailer during the Super Bowl.
Smart.
Which, again, do you know how much you have to pay to run an ad through Super Bowl?
For about $15 million.
So it's just a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying money in that promotion. You have a star that's had a questionable year, that's transpired. So I just think that they're building this up like, hey, or, giving people this thought that, hey, he might be the Flash for the future DC film, so it's good to watch this movie.
I disagree.
You should watch this movie because he's going to be your Flash for the future DC film. Like, that's my opinion on that.
You wouldn't hype it up and say it's Dark Knight level if you didn't believe it was really Dark Knight level. Because you're going to screw yourself in the long haul. If it's not Dark Knight level and people are going in to do the damn reviews, like the people that do critic scores, if they're going to say, oh, it's Dark Knight level, and it ain't Dark Knight level, it's going to get fucking bashed.
Well, no, I think...
So you're not really setting yourself for You're setting yourself up for failure. Yeah, I think it's. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say like I don't think it's like that part they're lying about. I think the Dark Knight level thing.
Ezra Miller could come back.
I think it could. I think it could be a great movie.
But
again, I didn't. There's a reason why I didn't put it on my most anticipated movie list, and why is that? Because I'm uncertain about the whole DC universe. Why would I want to see this movie when I know he's not going to be involved?
I can see Ezra Miller staying around. If the movie's good, they're going to keep Ezra Miller. If he want to go to now, that's what I said. They'll keep him if he's want to go to rehab. Get the help. Look at Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. went to jail, got help, and was able to reshape his image. Ezra Miller could do the same thing if he's want to go get help and get treatment and shit like that.
But then it just contradicts everything that James Gunn was doing. Like, why would you get rid of Wonder Woman then? Why would you get rid of him? Well, I know his
Flash hasn't been established as much yet. This is his first movie. It's a reboot of everything. You're basically rebooting everything. You can do that. It's a reboot movie, so you can reboot. With Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, you already have established through 2 films already. And Jason Momoa has 2 films. This is literally his first film, and it's gonna be a recycling where you can literally take this and recycle to wherever James Gunn wants to build it going forward. It's like it's it's not a movie that's gonna be told. It's like, oh, it's an origin story. It's gonna be a fucking relapse. It's gonna be a recast, a whole recast and shit. So it's a little different. But if he cleans up his act, he can stay around. I think they'll keep him because time heals all wounds. And if he's want to get help, people probably won't trip off it like that. Especially if the movie's good.
I don't see him staying.
I can see it, bro.
I don't see
and who's James Gunn to tell anybody after James Gunn has done his past? Who's James Gunn to tell anybody I'm just gonna get rid of you because of some stuff? If a motherfucker want to get some help.
Well, that's another thing. I think you would want him out of there because then if you have 2 people with questionable past, then it's like, oh,
no, okay. Because James Gunn got a second chance.
I understand that, but I'm saying as far as bringing another person.
But if Ezra Miller, you're not gonna bring Ezra Miller back unless he cleans up his act. If Ezra Miller's going to rehab, going to therapy,
which he recently pled guilty to.
That's what I'm saying. If he's going to rehab, therapy, he's doing everything the right way, trying to fix what he's messed up and damaged, then you can still build with him. Because let's be honest, after this film, you're probably going to get a movie for another year or 2. So then that's the time he can just recover, get himself together, and you can work on his image. And once his image is built back up, you can give him another movie again.
I'm still not.
Especially if the movie's good.
I'm still not buying it. I think the movie could be good. Even if the movie is good, I still don't buy it. I don't see him returning.
One person has so many failures, bro. A win like that movie's that good, and it dominates like that. There's no way you're gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna get rid of him." They're gonna work with him to try to get him on the right track because they're gonna keep him around.
I just don't see it. I feel like everything they're saying now about the Flash and as far as the hyping it up and as far as saying Ezra Miller.
How do you do a good movie like that?
I think that's just them trying to make up for the money.
How do you do a good movie like that? That ain't make it for the money though, because the movie don't work out.
Well, no, I'm saying get people to go see it. That way you make up the money.
But that's what I'm saying.
With production and everything.
You must believe the movie's good. So the Ezra Miller shit matter. If the movie's good, you believe the movie's good, and that's what you're gonna make your money off of. The movie's good.
Yeah, if the movie could be good, I still don't think Ezra Miller returns. That's my opinion. But
bro, if they do over $1 billion, they're gonna keep that nigga, bro. They're just telling him to get.
You tell me Flash doing over $1 billion.
I don't. If it's Dark Knight level, they say I'm speaking about based on what's said. You're saying it's on the level of Dark Knight. Dark Knight's one of those top tier echelon films. If it does 500, 600 million, that's gonna stick around. That's probably DC's best film in how many years?
I mean, the Batman was DC.
Okay, the Batman, yeah, and the Batman, you consider that a masterpiece. So if the Batman and the Flash on the same level at the end of the year as far as money made, Ezra Miller ain't going nowhere, bro.
I just don't see it happening.
Bro, you got people talking about his Dark Knight level. I'm not saying I haven't seen it, but people are talking about his Dark Knight level. Shit, what do you think? Dark Knight considered like the best DC movie ever, best Batman movie ever, best comic book adaptation ever. Is it not?
Comic book adaptation? No.
It's considered the best comic book movie, nigga. You know what I mean? Comic book movie. It's considered the best ever. So if it's on that kind of level, shit, they gonna keep Ezra Miller back. We gotta win here. Got Ezra Miller. People like the Flash, especially if his character's good and people like his character finally. Shit, you might gotta win. I see if he gets help, they'll probably keep him. You see it all the time, bro. If a motherfucker go get rehab and they can clean up the image, big media companies. If they can make money off you and you can get your image cleaned up, they can still run with you. They're going to keep you. Especially if you make over 500, 600 million for them.
That is true.
The fact that they stuck with him this long, why not just bring him back? You already stuck with him this long. Do the worst of it.
But again, it's James Gunn's new DCU, so it depends how he wants to start it out. If he doesn't plan on having Flash in his universe anytime soon.
That's the thing. You got to have Flash. He's one of the OGs.
But I'm saying if he's wanting to establish, because again, I think James Gunn is more likely going in his solo superhero.
That's fine.
Like he's not even doing.
You can still do that because you don't need to do. Once the Flash is his movie, that's a reboot. You can literally sit the Flash down for a while because you're gonna reboot the universe, and you can do the reboot through everybody else first, then bring the Flash. You ain't gotta have Flash right away. I'm saying Flash is the movie's the first situation because it's rebooting everything, so you can still bring all that shit.
But again, you gotta realize that what's his name? Charge of Warner Brothers.
Walter Amano?
No, not him. Not Walter Amano's ass. I'm talking about the new Zaslav.
Uh-huh.
Zaslav gave Gunn and Safran like full control. So that, again, like you said with all these other directors and shit, if you have your intended character, you have your actor that you see for the character. Maybe Ezra Miller is not the actor that James Gunn wants for the Flash. Maybe he has his preferred actors that he wants.
That's possible too. But James Gunn, let's be honest. I think James Gunn is probably gonna be at the premiere for this movie.
Well, yeah, he has to.
No, because it ain't his project. This ain't something that he put forward.
But still, I mean...
Okay, so I'm guessing James Gunn must be like, hey, the movie ain't that bad. Low-key, we could work with this. I'm guessing James Gunn probably done said, hey, low-key, we might got something here. Because it's perfectly set. You reboot it, that I can sit Flash down and go wherever I want to do. It's not like it's going to mess up what he has planned for the future. If you don't want to keep this Flash, you still get time to think about it.
Like, the only movie that I saw that I've seen James Gunn talk about as far as that's not his, that he actually like gave some positive notes about, was Blue Beetle. Mm-hmm. That was like the only one.
Exactly.
And thus that's the only one that I'm really excited about for 2022.
But if they're saying this is Dark Knight level, I'm excited about this.
Who said that shit, by the way?
If somebody, I heard that from what's his name channel. I heard from another channel also that they said it's really good. That people are saying it's amazing.
Who?
It was Christian Harloff's channel also. Shout out to Christian Harloff and his people. And he's credible. And people on his channel are pretty credible. Mm-hmm. But if it's good, shit, they win. It's a win-win. It's a win-win for Warner Bros. That's a win-win. Ezra Miller cleans up his act. The movie's good. We reset the timeline. James gonna come in and have a clean slate right away with no bullshit. That's a win-win-win. I think he'll stay if he gets cleaned up.
I mean, I would hope the Flash movie ends with him resetting the timeline, then bam, then you can restart over with everybody.
That's what I'm saying. James Gunn gets coming right away.
But you don't have to keep Ezra Miller.
But if he does a great job, why not keep him?
If James Gunn doesn't want to keep him, he doesn't.
I mean, yeah, he don't have to. But
even if Ezra Miller could do a great job,
I think you have to keep him then because I mean, you got to keep some kind of semblance of like, hey, we got some. This nigga's just if he does $700 million, bro. How the fuck do you just get rid of that shit? Especially if you talk about keeping Robert Pattinson's Batman and want to bring him into the universe, same shit.
Oh damn, I'm gonna use my own.
Yeah, I'm doing your own shit against you. You talk about the damn bring Robert Pattinson. What's the difference? Robert Pattinson's only coming over because Batman was a success. I mean, same thing with Flash, technically.
That is true.
Touche, nigga.
Okay. All right, nigga. You got me back on that.
Or, brother. I don't like saying that. Mm-hmm. Brother, my bad.
But yeah, what do you guys think of Ezra Miller potentially returning to be the Flash for James Gunn's DCU, according to Warner Brothers executives, or inside Warner Brothers executives? And what do you think about the Flash being compared to the Dark Knight? Do you think it actually will be that good of a movie? Or what is your expectations for the Flash film coming out this upcoming year? Yeah, this upcoming year. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Alright, I don't know why Warner Brothers thought this was a good idea. This might be down the line of they made a lot of shitty decisions in general over the past few years, but this might be one of the worst. Apparently, Harry Potter film reboot rumored to be in development at Warner Brothers. A new rumor suggests that Warner Brothers is currently looking to reboot the Harry Potter film franchise from the very beginning. According to Valiant, Renegade, and WDW Pro, Warner Brothers Discovery is seriously considering rebooting the Harry Potter franchise, which would involve the recasting of the franchise's iconic characters. While not a done deal at this stage, the alleged reboot would supposedly be a new adaptation of the first 7 Harry Potter novels. You're looking at the original cast, Harry, Hermione, Ron, new cast starting over, quote. While it's unclear if a reboot of the original 7 novels will happen soon, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav reportedly wants to adapt Harry Potter and the Cursed Child as a sequel set after the events of the Deathly Hallows films. Zaslav said, quote, "We haven't done a Harry Potter movie in 15 years. The DC movies and Harry Potter movies provided a lot of the profits of Warner Brothers Motion Pictures over the last 25 years. Zaslav said during Warner Brothers Discovery's Q3 earnings call, Zaslav stated that he would also be willing to collaborate with controversial author J.K. Rowling for more Harry Potter content in the future. However, several actors from the Wizarding World franchise, including Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, have stopped associating with the author following Rowling's anti-trans sentiments. Furthermore, video game developer Avalanche Studio denied her involvement in the creative process of the upcoming title, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I'm not gonna read into this too much, but yeah, that would be fucking the dumbest fucking shit you Warner Brothers could ever do. Because I mean, the Harry Potter movies haven't even really aged, bro. The first one still feels fresh to me. Like, you know, like those movies are timeless to me. So again, the only reason they're trying to do this is for money, and honestly, I think this will lose the money. You know, putting forth a budget to make these films and releasing in theaters, like, why would anyone want to go see these movies when you've had the perfect blueprint? Literally, there are book to movie franchises that view Harry Potter as the blueprint. Shit, I'm still waiting for the fucking Lightning Thief to get to Harry Potter's level in regards to that. You know? Like, I don't know. Zaslav, bro. You stupid, man. That's idiotic to me. Cursed Child. I get that, but even then, like, Cursed Child, it's not really that great of a... I mean, it's like the stage play they did after that tells the events of Harry and you know, their kids in Hogwarts years later. But even then, like, it's not like the books. Like, those stage plays aren't like the books. Like, I don't think they're as great. So even if they release those as films, I feel like those films would be more for nostalgia, especially if you get the cast to return and be the parents. Yeah, I just feel like Harry Potter, bro, just leave it alone. Build shit off of it. Video games, shit like that. But movies, nah, just leave it alone, fam.
This is a sad article, man. Because it shows you in Hollywood. I mean, we all know money is a big reason for making film, but it shows you that the lack of creativity. And I'm not even blaming on writers or anything like that, because I think there's plenty of people who have creative stories that want to write in Hollywood. I think these Hollywood execs are so big into just making money and what guarantees a check. And it's lazy. It's sad because it doesn't help create new ideas, create new stories. And this is sad because the Harry Potter, everything Johnny said was correct. Like, the Harry Potter films are still great, and there are films that will age well. Like, those films will need to be redone. They're perfectly done. They're probably one of the better book to film adaptations out there. Like Johnny mentioned, like, everybody looks to the Harry Potter franchise when they want to create that kind of same type of tie-in. So it's sad to see this because it's basically like just Hollywood saying that, oh, this and DC make all our money. They pretty much said it. DC and this make all the money, so we basically want to go back to doing this again. And it's just sad. And
it's a cash grab.
Yeah, it's a cash grab for sure. And it's just sad because you have a lot of other stories that can be told. But rebooting this is just a bad look. And I hope J.K. Rowling doesn't approve of it, doesn't support it. And this is why I say why James Cameron and Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and these people make sure that you can never do their films again. Like, Jaws will never get redone. It's classic, it's timeless, it stays like that. The original trilogy is never going to get touched. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, E.T. has never been touched. Gremlins has never been touched. Like, certain things are just meant for a time. And the Harry Potter is kind of like that, where it's just such a great film. It doesn't need to be touched again. So it's sad to see this. But it is what it is. Warner Bros. Gonna do their thing, man. It's Warner Bros. Being Warner Bros. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what they do.
Where would this rank out of the dumbest things that Warner Brothers has ever done?
It's right there with the rest of all. They always do dumb shit. They need some positive shit. The only thing they did positive was hiring James Gunn. They might fuck that up too. You never know. Yeah. But you want to talk about going over Universal Studios? That's the point of the motherfuckers.
I mean, I still want to go to.
Yeah, you finna give some money. Like, yeah, motherfucker, go see that Harry Potter world.
I still want to go.
But yeah, this is sad, man. It's sad. Warner Brothers is a big L for you because you ain't got creativity, bro. They got no creativity, and you're already dealing with other issues with HBO Max and things like that with deals. But
I just have a question. Who the fuck would want to go see this, though? Like, who actually would pay to go see this?
There's people who watch this Harry Potter.
To watch a rebooted version.
And you never know. They probably could make Hermione Black in this one.
Like the play, yeah. Oh, my God. Bro, it's just like, what the fuck, bro?
That might be happening. It might be a Black Hermione.
I mean, I think, don't get me wrong. I think, like, some of this, if they redid some of the shit that they did in the original films, I think a lot of the scenes would look better, like quality wise. But still,
that's the point.
But I know that's what I'm saying. Still, regardless,
those ones don't look bad.
they don't even look bad. Like,
and that's part of what makes those films timeless, because they take a time period. I was watching House Party, and the new House Party coming out this Friday. I was watching House Party, the original one, the original first two. And you know what's so great about those films is they're timeless pieces. They take you to a time, and they take you to a time and place. And that's why I hope this new House Party, I hope this new House Party doesn't try to recreate House Party. I hope it does its own thing. Same with Harry Potter. There's no reason to replace this. A lot of people, I'm 28. I grew up on Harry Potter. Harry Potter, when the first one came out, I was going to theaters. That was like 2002, 2001. So I was like 6, 7. A lot of people, my generation especially, and the Arya generation, of course, grew up on Harry Potter and these characters, this story, and it still feels fresh. I go back and we watch Harry Potter all the time on HBO Max. I don't need a reboot. Now, if you told me 40 years, 50 years from now you want to do a reboot, okay, maybe. If you want to do that. I still don't agree with that either. But if you want to do that then, sure. A reboot though, next 10 years, even you have me not right now, next 10 years, I think it's too soon.
Because when's the last movie?
Next 15 years is too soon.
Because the last movie came out, 2013?
Yes.
Yeah, so 10 years, yeah.
It's too soon for no reboot, bro. It's just lazy ass Warner Brothers. Y'all lazy as hell, bro.
Yeah, y'all gotta come up with some new shit, bro. Because there's
people out there who want to write shit. Just let motherfuckers create. Stop trying to cash grab and create new stories. You know what happens when you create good stories and you put the time in, you make the money. They go hand in hand. Y'all being late trying to reboot Harry Potter. Motherfucker, get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Next topic. Get the fuck up out of here with that.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, let us know your thoughts on Harry Potter potentially getting a reboot. I know it's not going to be...
Fuck the reboot. We boot that motherfucker up out of here. That's weird, dude. Fuck the reboot.
Hey, if you would read that shit, let us know down below in the comment section so we can remove your ass from the comments. Because fuck out of here, bro.
He's just playing with you.
We don't, man.
Y'all can like it if y'all want. But we boo that shit. Fuck out of here.
Bro, that's some bullshit.
But y'all can like that if y'all want.
Yeah. But again, let us know your thoughts on it, man. Let us know your thoughts on Warner Brothers' dumbass decision making. Ah, man, Sasloff, bro. You disappointed me.
They do it again.
Damn it.
What my man saying? One word. Damn! We suck again! That's what this is, motherfucker.
Alright, so next up, apparently, a Marvel star is in talks to play the next James Bond. And that Marvel star is...
Did this motherfucker just come out being James Bond like 2 years ago? Or a year ago?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Hey, that's how James Bond is, bro. Them motherfuckers be rebooting like crazy. So yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson was being eyed to play the next James Bond. Apparently, he had a meeting with the studio about it. So yeah, let's see. According to a new report from Putt News, actor Aaron Taylor Johnson met with James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli about taking over the role of 007 after Daniel Craig leaves the franchise. Along with fitting the bill of what the team wants, especially being only 32 years old, sources noted that his meeting with Broccoli went well. This also lines up with the rumor from December 2022 that Taylor Johnson was already in line to play James Bond, which also noted that a mini trailer featuring him would be released in March or April to announce his casting. Aaron Taylor Johnson's star power has risen significantly over the last few years, especially since playing Pietro Maximoff / Quicksilver in 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron from Marvel Studios. He's also set to make an even bigger jump with his leading role as Kraven in 2023's Kraven the Hunter, which will only make him that much more of a hot commodity, especially if this casting comes to fruition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick thoughts. Aaron Taylor Johnson, like him.
I think you can pull it off.
Yeah, I think he can pull off. I'm not knocking him. I'm not really a James Bond fan like that, 007 fan, so for me, it's not that big of a deal. I just really made him this often. I'm like, God, they don't take at least 5 years to wait, but I mean, it is what it is, bro.
They do not wait for James
The 007 fan, I guess y'all want y'all movies, so. But he's a good casting.
Well, how many years was it from Pierce Brosnan that they casted Daniel Craig?
Shit, Pierce Brosnan came out like 2006. Maybe 2005.
Yeah, and Daniel Craig's first movie was like 2009, I think.
That's 4 years. About 5, like I said, 5 years. Daniel Craig just did his last movie, what, 2020?
But I'm saying, you don't know when they're going, when this movie's going to come out.
They're dropping a trailer already. They're dropping a trailer.
Trailer to announce him as James Bond.
Oh, so the trailer's coming out, though.
To announce him as James. I don't think it's actually going to be an actual trailer. It's just announcing him as James
Why don't you put a fucking article? Why you gotta put a fucking trailer up for his ass beat?
Because they do. Because 007 likes to do extra.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Nah.
Pierce Brosnan played Shaq in 2003, bro. 2002.
Was that the last one?
That's what he did.
Yeah, 2002.
Yeah.
Die Another Day. That was his
Holly
last
Berry,
one.
yeah. That's what he did.
And then Daniel Craig.
He took over in like 08.
Did they ever release a... They should have released a 007 movie in 2007. That would have been lit. 2006.
Okay.
So 2002, 2006.
4 years.
4 years. Yeah. I mean, it's not...
I mean, look, I'm not knocking it. He's great. He's great. He's, like you say, he's an upcoming actor. He's getting a lot of roles. I'm happy for him.
I liked him in Bullet Train. I watched that recently. I really liked him in that.
The Bullet Train was cool. I haven't finished it, but he was cool in Bullet Train for what I saw.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm not knocking it. I think it could be some. I think it's good casting. I'm not a James Bond fan like that anyway. So for me, it's like, you know.
Yeah. I think he has that like kind of charisma where I think he could fit. He fits the character. So I'm not against the casting again, but again, like them already doing the franchise, like Javante said, it is kind of like what the fuck. But that's how James Bond rolls. You know, that's how the 007 mantle passes. They just pump that shit out.
Sheesh. Hey, I ain't tripping. He helped me win a damn death battle, so I ain't tripping. Shout out to James Bond.
This nigga.
He got me a victory in death battles.
Well, that fucking one. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm here for it. What do you guys think of Aaron Taylor Johnson potentially being the next 007? Shaken, not stirred. Name is Bond. James Bond. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section.
I'm curious what the women gonna look like. I'm curious how women gonna bring in.
Oh shit, they be, man, you know they always fine.
You gotta bring Sydney Sweeney.
You know what? I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That's one time you brought up Sydney Sweeney that I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, let's
my girl, bro.
Let's have it. So let's talk a little bit about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So there's a couple articles I pulled up from the Direct recently. A couple were about a week ago. Another one just was posted yesterday. Let's start with the earliest one. So this one came out December 23rd. But apparently there was Ryan Coogler announced his original script for Black Panther 2. And it was going to be a father and son story. Let's see. So last month, it was revealed by Black Panther: Wakanda Forever co-writer Joe Robert Cole that T'Challa's son was actually in a previous iteration of the script before Chadwick Boseman's passing. Cole was clear when saying that, quote, "A child was always in the DNA of what we wanted to do and wasn't included because of Boseman's death." Producer Nate Moore said that Ryan Coogler rewrote the son's role in the film.
We heard that shit, nigga.
So, okay, all right, yeah.
No, I'm talking about your ass, huh?
Oh, what we're
Get
talking
this
about?
shit playing.
Oh. The fans were left in the dark about exactly what T'Challa's son would have been doing in the sequel. So yeah, in an interview with the New York Times, director Ryan Coogler was asked about the initial draft of the script for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever before Chadwick Boseman's death and what challenges came with it, the biggest being the blip. He said, quote, "It was what we are going to do about the blip in Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. T'Challa is one of billions of people who suddenly vanish, only to be brought back by Avengers 5 years later. That was the challenge." Coogler went on to describe the original script as nothing, quote, "nothing like what we made," and that it was a, quote, father-son story from the perspective of a father to mirror their original and how it would have been mostly from the child's perspective. The original idea of the sequel would have T'Challa grapple with this forced 5-year absence from his son's life. The first scene was an animated sequence. You hear Nakia, T'Challa's love interest, played by Lupita Nyong'o, talking to Toussaint, the couple's child introduced in Wakanda Forever in the post-credits scene. She says, "Tell me what you know about your father." Mirroring the first film, it would have opened with a similar animated sequence of Lupita Nyong'o's Nakia telling her son about his father, the Black Panther. It would have cut to reality, and it's the night that everybody comes back from the blip, including T'Challa. 3-year time jump would have happened, showing T'Challa essentially co-parenting, and that there would have been, quote, some crazy scenes in there for Chad. Our code name for the movie, Coogler says, quote, then cuts 3 years and he's sessionally co-parenting, yada, yada. Our code name for the movie was, quote, Summer Break, and the movie was about a summer that the kid spends with his dad. As for the core plot, it would have involved T'Challa and his son going out into the bush to celebrate his 8th birthday, only to be dragged into a conflict to save the world. It's also been confirmed by Coogler that the plot would have still involved Namor, meaning that T'Challa's conflict with the Talokan ruler would have been told from the son's perspective. So yeah, that was the first report of his reported original script.
I like some of that.
There were some things I did like about it. One was that Nakia found someone else during that 5-year absence, which was great for me because I would have been like, okay, then we can move past that T'Challa and Nakia shit that everybody was shipping and move forward to him actually getting his queen, Storm.
Well, I was gonna say the thing I liked about it was I liked the idea of the father-son relationship. To me, that could have been something really dope just to see a father who wasn't there for his son's beginning of his life, trying to become a part of his son's life and learn by his son. You know what I mean? Being gone for so long, his son learned by him. I think it was a dope story, especially of black people. I know it's like a cliche, but a lot of black men don't have fathers like that around, or we don't get a chance to really see our father in a positive light. I'm not speaking for me, but like people in general. So I thought that could be a dope perspective to have of like seeing T'Challa, it's his son TJ, seeing his father in this bright light because he doesn't know he's Black Panther. So seeing him in this bright, like, oh my god, that's my dad, and just having like, you know what I mean? I think it'd be something really cool to see, really something powerful, something different that's not really done in too many comic book movies that we've seen so far. And it fit the phases because we were already getting phase where we had Thor with a daughter, we had Iron Man with his child, Hawkeye had his kid, so it kind of fit the phase of like people with children and loved ones and growing and realizing the world, seeing the world different because they have children. So it could be a dope thing, I think.
Personally, I didn't want a kid in the second one. I would have preferred a kid down the line for sure, third, fourth movie. Second one, because I still wanted them to do a movie focusing on T'Challa and like his character, like an individual character-driven story, character-driven narrative. That's what I would prefer. Because the first one still, while T'Challa is the main character, it also felt like it was sharing with Killmonger. Like it was a Killmonger-led story as well. So I would have enjoyed a character or story with just T'Challa's narrative. And so yeah, I'm not really with the idea of the kid being introduced in the second movie. Maybe the third or fourth movie I would have been okay with. Yeah, this just feels like with that, especially with Namor, and then also I didn't say this, or it wasn't in the article, but it was in the New York Times one. Ryan Coogler also said that, but it was a combination. Val, the CIA director, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, was much more active. It was basically a three-way conflict between Wakanda, the U.S., and Talokan, but it was all mostly from the child's perspective. So, again, seems like a lot.
Yeah, that could have worked, though. With a director like Ryan Coogler, he's very creative. I think he could have made that work. And also, I think Marvel's been trying to push different storylines, try to do something different, because let's be honest, people get tired of seeing the basic superhero storyline. Like, you want something new, something that's new integrated, something that's refreshing that you don't see in other Marvel movies. So I think having a son and having the son's perspective would have been something new for Marvel as a whole because they haven't had a film like that. And they're always trying, and especially with these newer phases, they've been trying to push the border as far as what they do. It's not very much like bam, 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 just basic what they did in the phase 1 and phase 2. Like, they very much have tried to go outside that realm and try to have like different directors come in and do different projects, just having different themes in projects. So they definitely try to change up. So I wouldn't have been surprised by that. It makes sense. I think it could have been very well done though, because I trust in Ryan Coogler also as a director. I think he's the right guy for the job.
He had my trust. He lost it, but it is what it is. But there's another article because this came out a week later. So apparently Marvel Studios wanted 2 Black Panthers simultaneously in the MCU. Black Panther served as an emotional tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman and I'm reading all this from the Direct. That's where I'm reading all these articles from. And it's T'Challa after his passing, leading to Letitia Wright's Shuri taking over the superhero mantle to honor her late brother. Leading up to the sequel's release, the question of who would take over the mantle was one that drove conversations amongst fans, especially with a few worthy options on the table. There were no other options. It had to be Shuri at that point. Following Boseman's passing, Marvel Studios had some difficult choices to make with regard to his character in the Black Panther title, having to change most of the plot to focus on Shuri, Ramonda, Okoye, and M'Baku as a leading quartet. So yeah, 2 Black Panthers. Speaking on the Empire podcast, Black Panther Wakanda Forever star Letitia Wright revealed that Marvel Studios originally planned to have both Shuri and Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa serve as the Black Panther simultaneously. When asked about her emotions putting the suit on for the first time, Wright looked back on it being a bittersweet moment while sharing that Shuri was always going to do it. She explained that she and Boseman would have suited up alongside each other trying to figure out how to defend Wakanda together. Wright understood the responsibility of this moment after Boseman's passing, even though she struggled with coming to terms with it, feeling extremely proud of what she accomplished. She specifically touched on being the first superhero that's a black woman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sharing her pride and being able to open the door for future stars as well. So yeah, even though Letitia Wright had to take on the challenge of being the Black Panther on her own in the sequel, it appears that she was going to have to play a similar role no matter what happened in real life. After seeing the bond develop between Shuri and T'Challa in the MCU, particularly in 2018's Black Panther, this would have added a new level of emotion and depth to their relationship as siblings as they would try to protect Wakanda in a post-Avengers Endgame world. While this plot point didn't have the opportunity to be fully realized, fans saw how close Shuri and T'Challa were from start to finish in Black Panther 2, particularly as she learned that her hidden nephew was named after her late brother in the post-credits scene. So, which is it? Which is it? You know, y'all throwing all these fucking.
Well, I don't see Ryan Coogler have any quotes in this, so I'll probably go with the Ryan Coogler one probably. But I mean, I could have saw a mixture of both of this though.
And that would have been too much. You would have had the fucking kid. You had Namor. You would have Valentine, and then you had T'Challa and Shuri.
Let me say this though. Maybe this was for later on the road. Maybe this wasn't for the next one. Maybe it was for later on the road because I could see a way in which
2 Black Panthers originally in Black Panther 2.
Well, I don't see no quotes by Ryan Coogler, so I'll go with the other one. I believe the other one.
I mean, this is someone that the star of the franchise now. This was the lead character that said this shit.
Yeah, but I'm going Ryan Coogler still.
I mean, still, regardless though, it's like you see how it's like everybody's different on this. Like they don't.
But not everybody has the same means. Like Ryan, they also don't forget when people did the Avengers and Infinity War, they had people do different set shots and stuff like that. So you never. I don't know. Maybe things were. I don't know. All I gotta do, I'm just going based off what we saw with Ryan Coogler. I'm going Ryan Coogler because he's the director and he's the one running the show. But what I will say is, if they ever did do the 2 Black Panthers thing, it would have worked down the line because you could have had, if you want to say Black Panther was going to be your next like big leader of the Avengers, it would make more sense for him to be more in the country and then Shuri be the Black Panther in Wakanda to make sure Wakanda was safe while he was in our country or from Wakanda. That would actually make sense to me if they went that route. I don't know if that was a plan, but if they would have did that down the road, let me not for the second film, because I like the Ryan Coogler idea better than this one right here. I like the first one better that we saw. But down the road, when the Avenger movies come out and stuff like that, if you really want to show Black Panther more as a leader of the Avenger team and having to help this new young team, I wouldn't mind having Shuri back home in Wakanda handling business, and then probably when Avengers come and you need both of them, you get both of them there to fight. That would have made sense. I've been cool with that. But then I think the relationship is good enough. I've been kind of cool seeing them both fight together and shit like that. And both with different skill sets. Like T'Challa way more of a combat to combat, with Shuri more basing herself off her tech more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think it'd be kind of cool to see that down the line.
Okay, well, I'm saving everything I have to say until after I read this last one. So this was posted a couple days ago. So how Disney reacted to Chadwick Boseman's death revealed by Marvel executive. So yeah, it was Nate Moore, Marvel producer Nate Moore revealed. In a new interview with Deadline, Nate Moore, the vice president of production and development at Marvel Studios, opened up about the internal goings on as Disney processed Chadwick Boseman's death. Moore was asked how long it took to recalibrate and responded that it was a multi-layered reaction that began with shock and denial at the news. I understand, I was the same way. It was understandably difficult to process the loss of Chadwick Boseman, who died at 43. There's like, pardon my French, but holy shit, what happened? I'm not going to read all that. However, Moore began to make sense of it and wondering, well, I guess I'll read it in the story. There's like, pardon my French, but holy shit, what happened? And at first I remember literally I was on the treadmill and I got the call and I was like, wait, what happened? And then we got on a phone call and your mind is processing it as an idea and not as an emotional experience. However, Moore began to make sense of it, wondering if the actor's fight with cancer was why X and Y and Z was happening. It's well known that Chadwick Boseman tried to keep his cancer diagnosis a secret, and few people knew what was going on with the actor. The tragic death of the actor left Moore wondering if, quote, we should even make this movie. Then you start to think about all the, maybe that's why X and Y and Z was... Moore also found it particularly challenging to cope not with just the loss of star, but your friend, and wanted to avoid just going through the motions. So, to the Marvel executive, recasting never crossed his mind. Repeat, never crossed his mind. He said he couldn't imagine talking to Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, or any of the other members of the cast and announcing, quote, the new T'Challa. Still, there were internal conversations about what to do with the franchise's future. Moore emphasized the fact that Disney never demanded the Black Panther sequel. There was no request of, you have to make the movie, so figure it out. So they could have took all the time they needed to grieve, waited to recast. They could have done that.
That's not fair because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is tied together, so you can't really wait too long because you gotta push other stories out still.
I mean, but it's a Black Panther. It's what
you still got other stories that are gonna tie in like worldly events. Like Kang coming is like a worldly event. Like everybody's affected by that. So like that's what I'm saying. Like, you still have other stories you gotta tell before you get to that point because you have those stories.
Well, fact. I mean, again, like it's Black Panthers, so it's Wakanda. It's closed off from pretty much most of the world.
But not, that's what I said. Yeah, from most things, but a worldly.
And again, but I'm not saying, but I'm saying like from a, like, let's say, when does the first like big Kang movie come out? 2025, right?
Well, this Ant-Man one might be it. We don't know. Let's see what the Ant-Man one does. I'm saying
Kang ain't gonna cross over yet. I mean,
you don't know what he'll do, what he does in this one. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what his role is because it could lead to Loki still. We don't know what Loki's gonna do because that involves time travel and universe. So I'm saying like they have so much other stuff going on with time travel and universes and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to just hold off on one thing because you got so much other stuff that's continue to go on.
Well, all I'm saying is that if this movie was pushed back to 2023 or 2024, that's an extra year or two for the cast to actually.
I agree, but also though you don't know what. Let's see what Ant-Man does. And let's see what Captain America's movie does. Let's see all that. Let's see what the Nick Fury show's gonna do. Secret War. Let's see what all that shit's gonna do because you just don't know where it's gonna lead the world to.
But again, I don't think it's stuff that would affect Wakanda.
Bro, that's worldly people. Kang's a fucking damn world care problem.
But I don't think Kang's gonna really play an effect into actual real world states until the Kang dynasty.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
So the pair spoke to Boseman's widow, Simone Boseman, and concluded that Chad would have wanted us to make the movie, even in the light of his tragic absence. Discussions then turned to addressing the lack of T'Challa in the next Black Panther installment and how to handle this in the realm of the narrative as Moore described. And how do you narratively then, if we didn't want T'Challa in the movie, which we didn't, how do you narratively then address the absence in a way that felt honest? That's what you said. There was an early idea that T'Challa had been killed in an off-screen action sequence, but it was deemed crazy, and Marvel decided not to fight the reality of what we all experienced as a community. Instead, the MCU opted to be authentic. Moore notes that having T'Challa pass away from an illness, quote, felt like the most genuine thing we could do as storytellers and use the pain as a way to, quote, fuel the film in a way that hopefully respects the reality. Which, when I said in my review, I thought it was kind of its exploitation of his death. And when you look at the term, look up the definition of exploitation, fuel.
The explorers are awareness. It brought awareness.
I mean, I still think it's exploitation.
But not really, because it made awareness of.
What do you mean awareness of what?
sickness, telling people, being checked up, getting checkups and shit.
But again, I'm aware of cancer. I was aware of cancer when I watched.
How many people were really going to? I'm not.
When I watched Guardians,
I'm not talking about you.
When I watched Guardians of the Galaxy,
that's not the same.
Yes, it was the same.
She was dealing with breast cancer. That's not the same. We're talking about black males who get colon cancer is a black male issue.
They didn't in the movie. It wasn't colon cancer.
I know they didn't say that, but we all knew it was from a sickness like cancer. But what I'm saying is his death okay, go ahead. Sorry. His death still brought awareness. I think that's what they're trying to say. Like, it still brought awareness to the fact that this is out here and still was a thing that black men need to be worried about. I think that's the way that's how I'm looking at how they're trying to say it.
I know, but my thing is, bro, we get that. That's like real life. Just seeing that shit in real life, it's
but not everybody knows about it. Not everybody goes think about it. There's an article, or dude who did a thing, he talked about how, like, after Chadwick Boseman died, it made him want to get checked up and learn more about the shit. There's a lot of people don't go to the doctor like that, don't really know about that kind of stuff like that. This is actually a black thing that black people deal with more than any other race. So it's just being put there to say, like, hey, as black men, we need to be more careful and check in on ourselves.
Well, I get that, but then if you're addressing that, then you would have said in the movie, oh, this man has colon cancer.
You ain't gotta say it directly like that because we knew it said sickness though. So it's
they said unknown disease.
But you kind of knew what they were trying to say in a way. Like, you knew what they meant by that.
If you knew what they meant, then it wouldn't be a fucking unknown disease. It would be colon cancer. And if it was colon cancer, they would obviously be. It wouldn't have. No, they would have been able to heal that shit in Wakanda. Wakanda.
As the media, as the people watching the film, we know what the fuck is. That's all I'm trying to say, dog. Go ahead, continue the point.
I just think, bro, if you ask me, either one of those first two scripts I just read would have been better than what the fuck we got in Wakanda Forever. I still strongly agree that they should have recasted. I just find it hard because it's like what you're doing as far as the mantle or the king of Wakanda, or, royalty of Wakanda. Like what the kings have been doing recently. Because it just kind of shits on them in a way.
What do you mean? They shit them in the first movie. They basically said, all y'all were wrong. How the fuck y'all did this shit?
Yeah, exactly. And T'Challa was supposed to be the one that actually did something
about it. He did do something about it.
No.
Yes, he did.
Hold on. Go ahead. Let me finish. Cause you ever see y'all ever see those TikToks where the guy is giving shit to people and he's like, do you want to take it or do you want to pass or double it and give it to the next person? Mm-hmm. And they're like, they choose whether or not. Mm-hmm. And that's what it feels like with royalty in Wakanda as far as being king of Wakanda, because you saw T'Chaka have his problems. He didn't fix that shit. He decided to pass that shit on to his son, where T'Challa had to deal with it. He actually took it upon himself to rewrite those wrongs. Then he opened up the border of Wakanda, or opened up Wakanda to the world, and now he's passing that shit on to other people.
That's how it works. That's politics, but he's a king.
But that's the thing that's different, Javante. That's the thing that's different about Black Panther in general compared to kings of our society, or kings, just people, rulers in our society today, regardless, is that T'Challa is a man of action. Like he is the one king that actually goes out and does something. Or he's the king that if he makes a mistake, he actually acknowledges that it was his mistake and he fixes those mistakes. He rights those wrongs. I take action. He doesn't pass that shit on to other people. So that's why I just have a hard thing, I just find it hard going with that for future movies, like seeing, Wakanda open up, Wakanda have all these problems due to T'Challa opening the world of Wakanda, and then he's not the one that actually fixes the shit. Because in the comics, he actually does. He was the one that fits the shit. Like he was the one that.
He's not the one that fixes it right now. It's not the one that fixes it right now. But you never know what they do with the son. If his son comes up, his son's Haitian and Wakandan.
I know, but still, it's not. But it's not him though.
But that's not how always politics usually don't work like that. If you look at politics, look at.
But I'm like I said, Javante, he's not like any other people in politics. He's.
But
different.
my point is, things happen. You set the tone, right? You make change. Like Killmonger. Killmonger's thing was to make change. He changed T'Challa, right? And he died, right? So T'Challa had to keep that and run with it, right?
Yes.
It's passing the baton. T'Challa did his decision. Now, sadly, we're not going to get that character no more. So now, Shuri has to pass it along and keep on pushing it. Then when his son comes of age, as someone who's Haitian and Wakandan and sees both sides as both coming up as poor and being in royalty, He has a unique perspective that's gonna push the boards even further. It's just how it works, bro. Like you push things for the next person to take the damn baton and keep going. It's never just one person that pushes the whole baton.
It shouldn't be a baton that's regularly passed every.
It's not gonna get passed like that. If you go with Shuri right now, and then you go to the Sun, that's who you're gonna keep it with.
And it shouldn't have been passed from T'Challa.
Okay, that's your opinion. That's fine. But what I'm saying is they are going with the fact that they're trying to do what they're trying to do is they're push it to Shuri, and Shuri's gonna push it to T'Challa Jr. Sooner or later, and that's what I'm saying. Sooner rather than later, my bad. And that's gonna be the thing. Like you're talking about stuff that's you're crying for spilled milk. That this is what it is. But the fact is, the story's still getting told.
I still think that's bullshit. I like
that's fine. I mean,
like I just the thing is like people talk about his legacy in the MCU, but it's like what is his legacy really? Like what was his legacy besides being the first Black Panther on screen?
What do you mean?
What is his legacy in the MCU?
It's one of the biggest blockbuster movie ever. One of the biggest
No, I'm talking about his character.
His character. He opened the border. He literally opened his world to people.
Yeah, you're right. And he basically brought all these problems to Wakanda.
That's part of the character. He chose, instead of sitting in our own little bubble and just having peace in society and letting the world just go tear itself apart, while we help the world because we can help the world. Let's help other Black people. Let's help people that aren't Wakandan. He basically did that.
I know, but what I've been saying is, bro, is that what makes him different from every other
I get what you're saying, that he takes action. But what I'm saying is,
he takes ownership of his mistakes. He's the one to rewrite the wrongs.
Okay, I give you that. But my point is, what the situation is, his sister's going to carry the baton for him until his son comes. And she'll pass on to the son. I get what you're saying. You can be frustrated with it. That's fine. But I'm saying, you're crying for spilled milk. This is what it is. Like, let's just move forward with it. Like, it's like you're going back and changing anything. It's just something to move forward.
I mean, you can move forward with it.
You have to move forward, too. This is what the future is. This is what they're doing.
I watch every other MCU project, bro. I ain't watching.
And that's perfectly in your right. That's perfectly in your right. You can do that. But what I'm saying is, you're still angry. I mean, you can still be angry, but you're crying for spilled milk, like, but it's not happening. This is what it is. Like, eventually, we're going to have to move forward, keep on going with the character. And I'm sure when his son comes, TJ, and if he's cool as shit, then people will rock with it. I mean, I think that's at the point we're at right now. I know people are still upset, but it's like,
I'm not with it, bro.
That's fine. I'm not knocking you for not being with it. You have to be with it.
Like, y'all really say, oh, man, legacy. You know, actually, Captain Marvel has more screen time in 2 movies than T'Challa has in 4.
Okay.
Like, that is crazy.
Okay.
Like, it's disrespectful for him.
His character also deals with more real stakes.
Jesus Christ.
Does he not? I don't see Captain Marvel fight no big baddies like that. Who's the big baddie she fought?
Isn't Captain Marvel her state's the whole fucking galaxy?
No, I'm talking about her. He's a king. She's not a king of anywhere. She doesn't have the Earth ain't in her home.
I'm saying, but she's actually defending the galaxy.
Okay, this man is literally a king of a nation that has to think about the people. Like he has to think about. She just thinks about her. She's saving the world, but she doesn't think about the politics side. He's also a politician. He ain't just a damn superhero. She is literally just a superhero. He's a politician also. So he can't just think from a mindset of just being a superhero. He has to think from a mindset of being a politician for his country, for the people of his country. So I mean, his stakes were high. Also, he had a man come in there who was badass and who can go toe to toe with anybody. So I mean, his stakes were just higher in his films. Also,
I just don't get how y'all niggas get behind this shit.
It's not getting. It's realizing that, bro. This is what it is for this character. Either you can get on board with them and go forward and see what they go with the future and let them go through with the plan and see. I don't hate the movie.
So not getting behind it, but getting behind it.
It's getting behind it because I'm not saying you have to be agreeing like, oh, I'm all with it now. I'm just saying.
Even the movie.
Let's see what they do with the future of the character. Let's see what they do with the future.
But even the movie was like.
To me, the movie wasn't bad.
Compared to these 2 scripts, I would have preferred that.
Okay, that's fine.
The movie, because the movie, let's be honest, the movie shitted on men. Like as far as Black men in Wakanda.
I disagree.
M'Baku, no, I'm just being honest. M'Baku was the only character, and even he was cut down from the screen time he got. But as far as like any final battles, you didn't really see any You didn't see any brothers in action.
Okay, that's how it was. You're going to get a show about that too. You're going to show you might build some more characters. That's my point. Let's see what they go through with the future of this world with Wakanda and stuff like that. Let's see what they do. I'm not saying you gotta be all 100% on board. I'm all with it. But I'm saying instead of everyone just reacting right now, let's wait and see where they go from here. We knew that most people knew they weren't like the second movie. Let's be honest. A lot of people said, "Oh, Wakanda Forever is gonna be emotional. I'm probably not gonna like it." Okay, cool. That's fine.
I don't think any movie is gonna be up to the first movie.
Let's
like as far as box. I don't think any movie is gonna reach what the.
Let me finish what I'm saying first. First off, you don't know that. You don't know what the MCU can do. It's the MCU. You don't. How do you know that?
It's not.
You don't know that, bro. You're based off your opinion. That's fine. We can base off our opinion.
It's
But what I'm saying is we don't know.
I'm just being honest.
You don't know. You don't know what their plans are for the future, bro.
I'm just being honest. Any Black Panther movie in the future,
You don't know that.
It's not going to make as much as the first
you don't. How do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
Because you pissed a lot of people
Okay,
off.
that.
You pissed
Does
a lot
time
of
not
people
heal
off.
all wounds?
Shit, not for.
So you're telling me Star Wars can go to the theater tomorrow and make a Star Wars movie and they're gonna go sell tickets after what they did in the last Star Wars movies?
Huh?
Star Wars can go to the movie theater tomorrow. It's not gonna make money after what they did with the last Star Wars movies.
Did any movie make as much as Force Awakens? Because remember, Force
Those
Awakens.
movies all made money. Yeah, Force Awakens was the
I'm saying
first.
Force Awakens was
But that's
the
because
highlight.
Force Awakens was just came back. Star Wars has been going for like 12 years. That's why that one made so much money. But fine, that one and the other one still made big money. Don't make it sound like they make no fucking bread now.
Okay,
But my point, what I'm trying to say before you cut me off.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't know what the future holds for this character and for these movies. So what I'm saying is, going down the line, they could bring the T'Challa Jr.'s thing up, and people could be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not with that first." If the movie come out to be fire, then people will be back on board and say, "Okay, you know what? I'm rocking with that. I hate how he did it at first, but they got me back in." That's how we do all the time. Game of Thrones, people hate Game of Thrones at the end, but people back on Game of Thrones after House of Dragons. So my point is, time heals all. People gotta realize, and I think it's still early in the process. We just had this movie come out last November. It's still early. We get further away and we start seeing more clear cut of what Wakanda's gonna be and what they plan on doing with the Sun, with Shuri. We'll get more info. We'll feel more confident about the future going forward. Some of us will. Some of us will never feel comfortable with it. And that's perfectly fine also. But time will tell. We gotta wait and see.
I mean, you're still. Regardless, bro.
You may not ever be on board with that. That's fine.
It's just you killed off a man who can't be killed.
Okay, you may not never be on board with that, and there's people like that. And that's perfectly fine. What I'm saying is, let's see what the future holds for the characters. Let's see what the future holds for this world and with the Sun. If the Sun's dope as fuck,
bro, I ain't interested in no damn TJ.
Let's see.
No matter what he does, bro.
Okay,
it's gonna be.
Let's see.
It's because it's not T'Challa, bro.
Hey, let's see. You said you want to fuck with Tariq off Power. You fuck with Tariq. You watch the show.
I watch the show. I still don't fuck with Tariq.
You like the show?
I still like the show. I still
so
fuck
you
with
like the
Tariq.
show?
I still don't fuck with Tariq.
But you like the show,
huh?
So it could be the same thing here. It could be like you don't fuck with T'Challa Jr., but you like the movie.
No, I still don't fuck with Black Panther, regardless, bro.
You don't. Okay, that's you're not what I'm saying. You just made my point. You don't fuck with Tariq, but you still like the damn show.
Oh,
so what if you may not fuck with the new T'Challa, his son, but you might still fuck with the movie,
bro?
That's perfectly fine. That's fine, bro. That's what I'm saying,
bro.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Again, Black Panther is a superhero that comes with 50 years history. Tariq, they had no history.
Okay, but my point is not about the characters. My point is this: you were on board with the Tariq, so you're like, oh hell, I'm not watching that shit. You say that shit, I'm not watching that shit.
Okay,
and, no, listen, you say I'm not watching that shit. Then you end up watching, you liked it, and you're watching it now.
Well,
so my point is, it's the same thing here. As time goes on, you may not like the decision they chose, but the T'Challa Jr. thing, if they do that storyline, people like the movie, they're gonna get on board with it. People fuck with the trailer, they'll get on board with it. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Bro,
there's gonna be some people that are always gonna hate this, and I get that. I'm not knocking the wife for saying that. That's the people's opinion. But what I'm saying, I think there's gonna be a lot of people also that say, let's continue on with the MCU. Let's see what else is coming for the future. You have T'Challa Jr. in a fucking the damn old school with the cape and shit, fighting fucking Dr. Doom. Shit might be clean. We might fuck with it,
bro.
Like we just don't know what's gonna come for the future of the MCU.
It's still. It's not T'Challa.
That's fine. You can say that. And you can say that then. You might say the movie's great, but it's still not T'Challa. And that's fine.
What are you talking about? I ain't seen the shit.
This. I'm talking about the fourth one, wherever the fuck it is.
I ain't seen
you may not. Shit. Okay, sure. You may say you don't like T'Challa. You may not like the T'Challa Jr. choice. You might say, I want still T'Challa, my T'Challa.
Hey, I'll see,
cool, but the movie can still be good.
I'll see the shit when it's rebooted, or who knows? Maybe it's a separate universe. I'll watch the shit then.
Okay.
Till then, nope.
All right.
Nope. I'm done.
Okay. It's your opinion.
Niggas lost me with that bullshit, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, if you want us to talk about some more on this, I will gladly talk about my opinion on.
Yeah, he'll give you his. I'm done, guys. But
recast T'Challa.
I'm done with that shit.
Yeah, I've
said enough.
I'll make a separate video if I have.
There's no motherfuckers just beating a damn dead horse at this point. This shit, it's over. It is. Yeah. But everyone wants to do what they gotta do. So
well, it is what it is. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Let us know your thoughts on the original scripts that were proposed. And what do you think? Do you think Marvel made the right decision as far as
the character of T'Challa in the MCU and moving forward.
My question is this for y'all: are y'all completely done with the movies as far as the Wakanda, anything Wakanda and Black Panther related, or is it gonna be by basis a couple years from now if they show us something new? Are you gonna be? Can you possibly be persuaded to come back and rock with the new movies? That's my question. Or are you completely sold like DeAndre is saying you'll never see another Black Panther movie again until it recasts or reboots?
Yeah, pretty much. I like how you try to bring that out to
That's the same. That's all I'm bringing. I brought that up because you hate that character and you said I'm not gonna watch his show, but you watched his show and you like his show. So my point, what I was saying was, sure, there's characters that we can be like, oh, I disagree. I don't like that guy. I don't like the character. I don't like this. But we can still like the film and say the film's a good film, but the show's a good show. That's all I'm saying. That's what I meant by that. Because you still like that show, even though you hate Tariq still. So the two things have to correlate, is what I'm saying.
No, but it's also the decision making. I don't like that.
Okay, but that's fine. But what I'm saying is that the movie's good as fucking cold as fucking cool as fuck. You're gonna be like, the movie's good, but I hate the character choice still. That could be fine. But what I'm saying is they're not the same thing. If the film's amazing, your opinion's gonna be different. Mm-hmm. But if you say no, okay.
Well, it is what it is. Let us know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. And yeah, if you enjoyed this whole CBM talk, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to tune in for more. You can also send us some discussion, some topics if you want us to talk about. We'll be sure to try to do that on our next one. So we'll try to get these out more frequently. Try to do it maybe every week or weekly. Although I know you're about to go on vacation pretty soon, so definitely not that week, but future weeks. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javante.
And this is Dre and Jay.
Much love, guys. Deuces.